What's up, guys? I'm Denis Borisov, gympad.com project, and now we're gonna talk about the proper form of bent over barbell row. This is a very important exercise for full back muscle building. Like the bench press is the king of chest exercises, the barbell row is the king of leg exercises. There are two types of exercises to develop your back muscles. Pulls like pull-ups and rows like exercises, where the most efficient is bent over barbell row. You can often see someone doing this exercise in the gym on his back day. Unfortunately, I can rarely see the right technique. Why? There are a few reasons. Today I'm gonna try to do my best in order to show you mistakes, tips, and in order to give you possibility to correct your technique. Let's try. And tip number one, you have to keep your back straight. It's very important. Look. When you take the bar, naturally in all back exercises, the main rule is that your back has to be straight. It's very important for good muscle contraction. How to do it? In order to keep your back straight, you have to keep natural arching in your lower back, this part. Don't be afraid of doing this because it's natural position of human spine. So in order to keep your back straight, you have to keep a little arch in your lower part, in this part. You must arch your lower back to make this possible. In order to perform a drill, I'll give you a few recommendations. First of all, you have to use comfortable stance. So you have to put feet comfortably about shoulder width and bend your knees slightly. When you're bending your knees, it gives you possibility to keep your back straight, like this. So in order to perform this exercise correctly, you have to bend your knees and use comfortable stance about shoulder width. And from this position, you have to start the movement like this. So you have to find a comfortable position. Don't be afraid to flex your knees. And you are flexing your knees, and you have to find such position when you eliminate the tension from your hamstrings. So in order to find this position, you have to try different variations, different angles of your knees. So when you will find this position, it will help you to keep your back straight, like this. So I feel comfortable in this position. I don't afraid about my hamstrings, about my knees, so this position is comfortable. And it's difficult to say what you have to do. I can't say to you what angles you have to use and so on. It's something person must have by him or herself. So you must try different variations, and by this find your optimum way. In this way, you will find optimum decision for your contraction, for your position. So try different variations, different angles, and try to find that perfect position when you eliminate tension from your hamstrings, and in this position you will find tension in your back muscles. That's good. Okay, tip number two. you have to lean your body forward while performing this exercise. Why? Because it'll help of contracting your back muscles. The more angle of your lean, the better contraction of your back muscles. This is in theory. So let me show you this. So the more angle, the better muscle contraction. The less angle, the less muscle contraction. Something like this. This is in theory. In practice, it isn't so easy. Why? Because, you know, when you lean too much, it's difficult to keep your back straight. So the more lean you're forward, the more chance of rounding your back. So something like this. In this position, it is easy to keep your back straight, but the more angle, the difficult to keep the back straight. You see it. So, what's the conclusion? What's the decision? You can use more moderate angle. For example, you can use 30 degrees angle while performing this exercise. So something like this. Few successful athletes use even 45 degrees angle, something like this. And sometimes it can be look strange, but it works very good, because in using of such angles will help you to keep your back straight, and keeping your back straight is very important for muscle contractions. That's why you can use this tip in order to get big lats. Okay, tip number 3. It's a very important moment. You have to lift the bar toward your gut, not toward the chest. Like this, not like this, like this. This is correct, and this is incorrect. People make the same mistake when pull the weight up to the gut. Why is this mistake? Because by this way, the main working muscle group is your shoulders, but this exercise is for building lats muscles, and that is why it's a mistake. So let me show you with the bar. In order to perform this exercise correctly, you have to control the distance between the bar and your legs. So if you pull the weight up to the chest like this, it's a mistake, because your shoulders are working. You have to pull the bar along your legs to the gut, like this. Why we do so? Because when you pull the bar to your gut along your legs, in this way, your elbows go back. But when you pull the bar to your chest, in this situation, your elbows go outside, something like this. And when your elbows go outside, so you see your deltas are working. But our target in this exercise is our back muscles. And in order to perform this exercise correctly, you have to move your elbows back, not outside. This is incorrect. Back. So while performing this exercise, you have to control the distance between your legs and the bar. The distance has to be small. Okay, and as we started talking about your elbows, I have one more advice for you. The point is that in this exercise, when we pull the weight, we perform this movement by two main muscle groups. We use our lats and we use our biceps. So our target in this exercise is eliminate our biceps and involve our back muscles. In how we can do this? In order to do this, we have to imagine that we work with our elbows only. So don't think about your hands. Don't think about the bar. So just imagine that you pull the weight by your elbows. You have to pull the weight to the ceiling. You have to think just about your elbows, not about the bar, not about your hands, just about your elbows. Elbows back, elbows to the ceiling. And it will give us possibility to eliminate our biceps from the working. Because our biceps are work when we move our forearms to our biceps, yes? And when you imagine that our arms are ended by your elbows, it eliminates your biceps from working. And when our biceps don't work, so in this situation the tension goes to our lats, and this is the main target of this exercise. So sometimes it's difficult to imagine, but you have to try. If you will imagine this situation, it will give additional possibility for you to contract your back muscles. Imagine that you pull your elbows up. Don't think about the bar. Don't think about your hands. Think about your elbows. In this situation, you will give perfect back muscle contraction. Tip number 5 about breathing. The main rule, the same. You have to exhale on exertion. So, let me show you. Take the bar, make incline forward, and inhale, exhale, inhale, down, up, down, up. At the top point, make pause for 1 or 2 seconds for good muscle contraction. So, pause, squeeze them down. And at the lowest point, make 1 or 2 seconds for good muscle stretching. It's very important. And at the lowest point, don't lock out your elbows completely. Why? In order to preserve muscle contraction, I mean your lats. So when you lock out completely at the low point, so the tension goes out from your lats to your arms. It isn't good for your lats. You don't have to lock out your elbows at the lowest point. So something like this. So you see, that's wrong. That's right. Up, down, up, down, up, squeeze. The tension in my lats. I hope it'll help you to correct your technique in this exercise, because sometimes it's difficult to feel your lats, and I know this problem because I didn't know the correct technique when I was beginner, and that is why I don't have as huge a good lats as my chest, for example, now. So I hope you will find this information useful, and this information will help you to correct the technique, and you will get good lats. Okay, tip number 6, variety of grip options. There are a lot of different variations of grip in this exercise. So you can use direct grip, or you can use a reverse grip, and you can use narrow, close one, or wide one. So you see there are a lot of different variations. What's the difference? The difference is depend on your muscle contraction and on your biceps involvement. So the situation is that the closer the grip is, the more range of motion in exercise. The more range of motion in exercise, the more contraction of your muscles. That's good, on the one hand. On the other hand, when you use close grip, so this situation leads to involvement of your biceps. So the closer the grip is, the more involvement of your biceps. That's not good, because this exercise is for building your lats muscles. What can we do with this situation? Okay, we can use wide grip, something like this, and this situation will eliminate biceps working on the one hand, but on the other hand, it will reduce the range of motion in the exercise. So the range of motion is shorter, you see. Yes. This range of motion is longer, but this is shorter. Short range of motion isn't good because it reduces tension from your target muscles. So what we can do with this situation? So you see, we have to choose grip. On the one hand, close one is not good, and wide one is not good too. So you'll have to find optimum grip for you. You have to find such grip which will help you to use maximum range of motion in the exercise from the one hand, and such grip in which minimal involvement of your biceps. I don't know what kind of grip will be useful for you in this situation. So I can give you recommendation to make a few attempts. You can start with moderate, medium grip with something like this, and try the exercise. And then you can try different variations. You can use more close or more wider grip, and while you try different variations, you will find more comfortable for you. You will find such grip width in which you will feel more muscle contraction, I mean your lats, and minimal involvement of your biceps. That's a very good advice for you, because by this you will find optimum way to train your back muscles, and it's very important. Sometimes you can find a lot of different tips, a lot of different advices in magazines and videos and so on, and when I see these recommendations, I'm not very glad, because there are a lot of unusual information, there are a lot of unusual things Today I try to give you few really very important recommendations, such things that really will help you to master your proper technique in this exercise. And sometimes it could look strange, but it'll help you. It works, and I know it exactly because I had a lot of problems with my back muscles building. I have a lot of problems with my back, and now I understand what was wrong. I went from one technique to other. I tried a lot of different variations, and now I know what works and what doesn't work. So I hope you will find this information useful for you. Summarizing. First of all, you have to keep your back straight while performing these exercises. In order to make your back straight, you have to control your lean forward. Then you have to lift the bar toward your gut, along with your legs, not to your chest, to your gut. And you have to think about your elbows. Don't think about your hands or the bar. You have to think about your elbows. Move them back, not outside. About breathing, everything as usual. You have to exhale on exertion. And a variety of grip options. You have to find optimum grip width in order to use maximum range of motion and minimal involvement of your biceps in this exercise. The bent over barbell row is excellent exercise. It's excellent exercise for full back muscles building. And if you will regularly practice these exercises, and if you regularly will practice this exercise, don't surprise if you will get good changes in your bench presses, in your deadlifts, in your squats, and so on, because this exercise is basic one. That's all. Thanks for clicking. You can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, featuring new exercises videos weekly. This is Bent Over Barbell Row, baby.